What's going on, y'all? We got a bit of a project today. So what I'm doing right now is I kind of have my truck in shambles. I got everything everywhere, but I've taken my, you probably can't even see it because of the lights, but I've taken my FalconEye camera down, actually. Boop. All right, I've taken my camera system down. I've got box here, stuff here, wires here. What I'm essentially having to do is reinstall the camera system. If you haven't seen it, I'll post the link in the description. I'll leave a little banner up here to the original install video. But what we're doing right now is upgrading. We're upgrading and we're redoing our cable management. What's going on, y'all? It is the next day. I finished this project last night. I was going to continue I'm changing my light so I can actually show you guys what I'm talking about. I was going to do the update video part of it last night when I finished, but it was late. I was tired. Anyway, so I did do the upgrade. So here is the new, I got a new monitor and I got a new DVR. I actually had, I'm not sure why, I still have to find out, but I had a power issue with this DVR, even though it's same power cable as my last DVR. My other DVR still worked. I had it ran from, I have a hot and ground up here for in 2019 Volvos. That was called a CB power studs that's hooked to the batteries. That's how I ran the previous DVR, but with this DVR, I'm not sure what was going on with that, but I ended up having to run a different power wire, and I actually ran it from this DVR, which you can actually see. I have it here, but I have it ran behind the light strip, and I actually have it ran all the way around here, following back here, back behind my microwave, and I actually have a power plug back here. So now that's how I was able to get power to this DVR. Why that is, I don't know. I have to go see someone about that, but you know, it works. So, you know, I have a DVR. So why am I upgrading? I am upgrading to this DVR because this DVR is a little different from my previous one. My previous one, that DVR, it did great. It did everything I needed to do. The only problem I had with it really was in events where I needed to get the footage from the DVR. I would have to grab the remote, enter in the password, go to playback, pick which channel or which camera I wanted to find. I would have to get the timestamp from the screen, which is right here. I don't know if you can see it. So I actually have mine set on Eastern Standard Time. I had to grab a timestamp, use the remote. You know, the menu is a little. If you're using just the remote that comes with the DVR, it can be a little challenging. Basically, you'll have to pick the day and pick the time slot, let it trim to where it can just play back that video. Then you can watch it, and all that would be fine. But to pull it off of the DVR, you have to insert a thumb drive into the old DVR, export it to the thumb drive, then get on your computer, and then you can use the footage. So, you know, I used that system for a year. It's actually been a year and 3 days since I did that install video that I mentioned earlier. So now, they had this DVR when I first ordered it, but I didn't really find it necessary for me to, you know, to get it at that time. But this DVR is the live streaming DVR. And what do I mean by live streaming? So if I come up here, obviously I have it on my phone, but you know, it's my personal phone, so I don't want to use that for an example. Excuse the trash, I need to go throw the trash out, that's why you see that box. But so as you guys know, I have Keep Trucking. If I come down here to my iPad, open it up, I actually have an app that I can actually use now for my DVR. So if I log in, I can actually track where my truck is, and I'm not going to show you guys where that's at, but I can track where my truck is. That's just my ID number. But the best thing about having the live stream app is I can come down here to the little button that says preview, and I can actually pull up my 3 cameras anywhere in the world. It shows me where I am. It'll show me how fast I'm going or how many miles I put on my truck. You know, I can blow up the camera, you know, swipe between them, and I can do all that from my iPad. I've got the app on my phone. And the other part of that is if I need to play back the footage, come back to the main screen, click playback, if I press it correctly, then I enter in the search parameters, basically the same search parameters that I just told you. So let's say today from the hours of, I don't know, let's say 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. I can actually pull up all of my footage from that time. Can click on it down here and it'll actually play. So this is, you know, 7 o'clock in the morning. It'll actually show me, you know, what was recording at that time. I can download it straight to this iPad, or, you know, just play it back, which is actually playing right now. Obviously it's nighttime, so you can't really see anything that's going on. I can blow it up. So if something happens, I get into an accident and the officer's like, hey, you have a dash cam, I can pull it up straight here on my iPad, download it straight to my, you know, download it straight to my iPad, send it to whoever I need it to. And that's the main reason that I swapped to this DVR. So like I said, I didn't find it necessary at the time when I originally got it. But now that I've worked with that older DVR, trying to pull footage off of there and all of that, you know, the multiple steps you have to do, now that I got this DVR, it's so much easier to just, you know, my iPad already sits right here for my logs. You know, so this is what I use for my Keep Trucking. So with it being, you know, already on my iPad that I use for work anyway, you know, just download the app on here. Now I can pull footage you know, it's very, very convenient, basically is what I'm trying to say. I still have the monitor right here where it was. You know, I can still swing it down if I needed to, just swivel. I did, with the wires, I had an issue, not really an issue, but with the old DVR, I had all of the wires back here under the DVR, so the DVR would sit up here. And it's not a whole lot of room right here for it to breathe. So I actually ended up taking out all of the wires and actually dragging it through to the next panel, which is why you see the cables here. And I actually have it, you know, I have 3 zip ties on it. It's a whole bunch of cables, you know. I got 2 30-foot cables for my 2 front cameras, which are, you know, right on the outside of my doors. I didn't need 30 feet. So that's why I have all the cables out and doing cable management, because I basically took all of the cables outside of this box and dragged them all out, separated them to where they needed to be. Then I dragged them one by one over to this compartment, then dragged them out again. That way I have some separation, I can identify which is which. Pulled it all the way out, plugged in, took the ends and pushed the ends just back over here and out enough where I have my DVR sitting here. Plugged them in, set the DVR in, drag the excess cables out, and that's why I have that bundle there. So far, you know, obviously I've only had a night with it, but I was playing around on the app last night. There's actually a lot of data that this collects. Oh, I also moved, I have a GPS system attached to the DVR, and you know, basically hit that wire too. But it used to sit here and I did not get a great signal. So now it sits up there, you know, straight to the sky, which is great. It's a black box, which is one of the fantastic things. So even in the event that, you know, for whatever reason my vehicle gets stolen, even if they take that box out, the footage is automatically, because live streaming, it's automatically uploaded to the server. So even if it gets stolen and they yank that box out and throw it away, toss it out the window, whatever the case may be, I still have basically all the information I need. It's GPS tracked via the system, and I also have 2 other versions of, you know, basically low jack on my truck. But here, this is just pure protection for me, with it being live streaming. Like if I'm in a truck stop and, you know, I'm in a town that's not so friendly, I can pull it up, you know, on my phone, which is why I have it on my iPad and my phone. I can pull it up on my phone, you know, checking. I can either watch the cameras, or I can set in I think it's called a proximity alarm or something like that. Basically, if someone gets into a certain zone of the camera, I get a notification on my phone that someone's in my, you know, in my set zone, which basically is right, you know, would be right here, right at my door. So like, you know, if someone opens the door, you know, I get an alert on my phone, someone's opening my door. So far, just playing around with the features, not really having too much road time on it, but just playing around with the features of the live streaming information that it's able to collect, I think it's going to be a great system. So I'm glad I spent the money to upgrade it. It was nothing wrong with my old system. Obviously the old system worked. This was mainly just for convenience. So, you know, shout out to FalconEye. I really appreciate them. It's been I don't know, just the product it's everything that I've needed, and still kind of at that, you know, I'm not gonna say it's cheap per se. You know, if you spend $1,000, you can get the exact same setup that I have, you know. But because I had the old system first, I basically just bought the DVR and a new monitor. It didn't cost me $1,000. So I don't know, that's just kind of an update video on my system. I still need to figure out that power issue. I'm not really sure. I personally don't like running my power, you know, all the way from back here all the way around my truck to get to here. I would like for the power to be from here to here like it was before. So once I figure that issue out, then I should be able to, you know, provide some type of an update. But until then, that's really all I've got for you. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. My email's in the description. You can send me an email if you have any questions regarding, you know, this system, or, you know, how to install or where you can get it from. Just drop me an email or a comment below, and I'll get to you as soon as I can. Until the next video, I will see y'all on the next one. Like I always say, if you're thinking, you might as well do it logically. Peace.